Equalizer.
Three
So,
Equalizer.
yeah, why haven't they done a sequelizer, three equalizer? Everything in this movie, I was watching like under that. Like, how does this make things more equal for him?
Yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah,
Yeah. How does it start? How does it end? How is the equality going?
yeah. I thought about that a lot with like the Italian village he goes to live in. I was like, hell yeah, he's really found equality.
I thought about this for the first time through the lens of the TV show. Like, if this was an episode of the show, how excited would I be for this episode? Probably not very excited, I feel like.
I would be pumped for if this was an episode of the TV show because that would be at least unique. Like the Equalizer goes to Italy. That I doubt they had money for that in the 80s.
Oh, really? But I feel like the Equalizer, the show, you can do so much. Like there's been so many episodes. You can probably pick like 30 episodes that are better
Yeah,
than
but they
this
were on
one
like an
movie.
80s budget. It's like now you can do that. Like you can do Italy on the cheap, like pretend you're in Italy and you could get Queen Latifah to do it. But back with the Edward Woodward show, I don't think there was as much globe
Well, I was talking
hopping
about the
going
new show,
on.
to be fair.
Oh, well, this is based on a show from the 80s.
But I was talking about the new show.
All right. Well, so you're asking me how excited would I be if I watched an episode of The Equalizer with Queen Latifah where she went to Italy?
No,
I
I
would
just feel
say
like
not excited
yeah, I feel like
because
that.
but I would say it's mostly because I'm watching the Equalizer TV show with Queen Latifah.
Okay, I just feel like it's not the story wasn't that it isn't that interesting to me here.
No, the purpose is to get them so people can speak other languages.
Yeah. All right.
Because you got to action movies have to be foreign films now.
Right.
Fook was back. I couldn't believe it. Can't believe this guy's career. So crazy. I mean, this is still the man who directed Training Day. That he still made that. Like it's almost like he's made so many bad movies now that he doesn't get to have directed that.
He's
Like
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 Doc
we
Rivers living
we
off his
should give
2008.
that directing credit to somebody else, even though Antoine Fuqua directed it.
Did what I just said was a great call. I agree with you,
Doc
but
Rivers, I don't know who that is.
I know. Like if I was talking to somebody who understood, they'd be like, "Oh wow, that's pretty good." But Doc
So explain it.
Rivers, he's an NBA coach. He used to be a player, but he's an NBA coach. He's like
I
he
thought he was a doctor, so I'm very confused to start.
all right. He gets in the playoffs like every season, kind of. He's actually this is his first year not as a coach. The NBA was like, all right, we don't actually
What is he
need this guy.
playing?
It's like that movie you came up with. You go back to be the player.
Wait,
Uh,
what did I do? What I came up with a movie like that?
you said like if somebody went back to college to become a player or something. I forgot what we were
Oh, I
talking
see. Yeah,
about.
yeah, yeah. Right. Like a really good basketball player who like never went to college before. Now he
Yeah, they go
returns to
back.
college. Yeah, I like that idea still.
But Doc Rivers, his whole thing is like he sucks. He's kind of like a bad coach, but he won a championship as a coach in 2008 for the Boston Celtics. And his whole thing is like he lives off that one championship. Like he keeps getting coaching jobs because he's like, well, I won a championship 2008, the Celtics.
Hey, the
And
Celtics like sucked, so pretty good.
well, not that year. They had Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, Rajon Rondo. They had everybody those few years. And but he lives off that one title basically, and that's kind of like Fuqua. He made Training Day, and
Oh yeah, so Training Day is his 2008 NBA championship.
a little bit,
I
yeah.
like it. I like it. It's
Thanks.
good. Yeah. There are a lot of coaches like that like had their one big success and they'll just work forever because of it.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. John Tortorella in the NHL. He won with the Tampa Bay Lightning in like 2004 or something, and he's still working every year.
Can I ask you something about hockey?
Yeah.
Did you see? I mean, I'm sure you have recently. I don't think there was an NHL thing, but that guy that died, he got his neck
Yeah. I
slashed.
know.
What? That's and then somebody like it was an actual murder. Like it wasn't an accident, right?
Manslaughter. They charged it as manslaughter, which I
Oh,
think is absolutely ridiculous.
so it was an accident or it wasn't an accident? Because I
Of
heard
course
people
it.
saying like it looks like he did it on purpose. Like he would like the mob told him to kill this
no
guy or
one
something.
no one can tell what everyone was thinking, but nobody fucking enters not an NHL game, it wasn't NHL, but no one enters a hockey game intending to kill somebody. Come
Unless the
on.
mob was like, "Hey, you got to take this guy out in this game,
That never happened.
or we'll
That's
kill you."
bullshit.
I saw some like conspiracy theories about it, and
It
I saw he got
was
arrested, and I was like, "Oh shit, what happened?"
it was a complete accident. I think it's a complete farce that guy got arrested. If he goes to prison, that is injustice.
Yeah,
You enter into a certain contract when you walk out onto a hockey rink with skates. You just do, you know, like something bad can happen. It usually doesn't. In this case, it fucking did. And it's a shame. And it's horrible that man died. But in no way is it anybody's fault. The fault is that he was playing an incredibly physical hockey game.
it is. The chances of it happening are so thin, though. Like there's like there was barely a place there for it to happen, and it
But
did.
it's not like
So,
it's never happened before.
has it happened? People die playing hockey?
Clint Malarchuk in 1989 was a goaltender. He got his throat slashed by a skate. He
Oh,
lost so much blood, he almost died. To the point, like it's still all he talked. Like anytime you see that guy interviewed, that's what it's about.
yeah. It reminded me, not to like make light of it, but it reminded me of the movie Blades of Glory. Obviously,
Well, remind me of the movie Sudden Death.
it's a similar thing there.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you remember Blades of Glory though?
Yeah, I do. I
They do
saw
the trick where it's like you got to not cut his head off.
That's right.
Oh,
You're right. So Antoine Fuqua, he's back to direct. Our writer is a guy by the name of Richard Wenk. I'm realizing now I forgot to look this guy up. Do we know anything about Richard Wenk?
I looked him up. Yeah, he wrote a lot of movies that are like this.
He wrote all three of these fuckers. So
Yeah, but then a lot of other movies like this.
yeah, it looks like Jack Reacher, Never Go Back, the Mechanic, the Equalizer we're talking about, the Magnificent Seven for
Fuqua's
Fuqua,
movie.
the Protege,
The Mechanic.
which was a yeah, that's another. Yes, so you're right. He does movies like
Expendables
this.
2.
Yeah. Upcoming Craven the Hunter.
Wow. Very cool.
Great.
Lethal Weapon 5. What are we doing?
That'll never get made.
No.
They're really too old for that shit.
They have them on the
It has
cast,
been
though.
15 years since they were too old for that shit.
Both of them were on the cast, apparently.
It won't get made. They've been trying to make Lethal Weapon 5 for fucking ever.
Oh.
Richard
Where's the
Donner's
show?
dead, right? They should never make a Lethal Weapon without Richard Donner.
He made all 4 of them?
Yeah.
He's like, well, we thought the same with Wes Craven, though, and then they made 2 more Screams.
Yeah, and they're bad.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
I
You know what I appreciated, by the way, from Andy Herron? You know how he keeps giving Scream 6 a 5?
Yeah.
He reviewed another horror movie recently, and he was like, this is the best horror movie of the year. Obviously, Scream 6, I'm like, that's like a personal thing. So he understands.
I think he got tired of being bullied. People like me who are like, really, Scream 6? Because he took it off his best of the year list. He's like, he put out a ranking recently. It was like, these are my favorite movies of the year. I took Scream 6 off because it's just going to be number 1, and I don't want to do it. So
Interesting. All right. Anyway, this movie cost $70 million to make. And you might be thinking, why would you spend $70 million on the Equalizer 3? Are you thinking that?
yes, I was.
I'll tell you, the answer is that they have no choice because Denzel demands $20 million for each of these.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. All right.
He's acting like he just got paid 20 mil.
Absolutely. Also. He doesn't need this shit.
Yeah.
Okay. So since the last Equalizer, Antoine Fuqua has directed 3 movies. He did Infinite, which was a big action
Will
movie
Smith?
that I don't remember. I want to say Mark Wahlberg's in it.
What?
It was one of those movies. It's one of these action movies like Guilted or the Gray Man that like comes out on a streaming service.
Red Notice.
Yep, everyone watches it for like the first weekend. It's fucking horrible, but it has big stars in it and it's free, so we would put it on.
Yep.
What was the first one I said? I think I meant that Ghosted one.
The first you said the Gray Man. I don't remember.
Anyway, So he did that. He did The Guilty, which is a remake of a Danish film with Jake Gyllenhaal, and he did Emancipation, which was a slave movie with Will Smith. Um, and I mean, that was a slave movie that couldn't get Oscar nominations, so pretty
but
bad.
that was after the Will Smith thing. It was like his thing after the slap. It was like, I'm
I
going
don't
for it
believe
again.
so. I think
Yes,
that.
it was.
Oh, was it? It was after.
Yeah, and it was like no one paid attention to it.
All right. Hey, can we take it like just a minute break? I have to run to the bathroom. Talk to me about the Equalizer 3.
All right. I like the music. I don't remember it, but I remember it at the moment. I was like, pretty cool music.
It is good. I was surprised, the dude who did the first one. I thought that movie, like the music stood out. And so it was odd not seeing him use that. But I read that there was some sort of uh what do you call it?
Dispute?
No, scheduling thing.
Okay.
So like they couldn't get that guy, and so they went with the guy who's done the music for like the last few Antoine Fuqua movies. And I actually thought this was pretty cool too. It's a lot of yeah, it was really cool. It sounded too cool for a movie about like a 90-year-old man trying to live in a small town in Italy.
Oh my god. Yeah, you're right, but it did stand out, probably in a bad way. It wasn't that fitting, but I enjoyed it. But all right, by the way, I want to say, starts out. His name's Robert McCall. By the way,
Yep.
he goes in, he like beats up, kills these terrorists or whatever. I don't know if they were terrorists. I think I'm just saying that word.
I think
And
they're like gun runners or something.
yeah, and he comes out, and they set up that there was this little boy, right, that shoots McCall.
Right.
And that's just like setting up that he gets hurt and he has to go spend this time in this
He
town.
tries to kill himself. I was like, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. Every time this guy gets hurt, he just fucking turns the gun on himself.
Is that a thing? He does this a lot?
I don't remember this ever happening before. Maybe it's just because he's like fucking 90 now. He's like, I might as well die. Okay.
Yeah, now's the time.
Yeah.
But what I thought we were setting up was that
what else am I doing? What else am I doing? The Equalizer 3?
Come on, he spent $20 million a movie.
I love Denzel. Denzel's top 5 favorite actors of all time for me. Unlike Antoine Fuqua, he has project upon project upon project upon project, proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that he's one of the best to ever do it. He literally did Macbeth like 2 fucking years ago. I mean, if he wants to make $20 million for doing these movies, great. But the sequels to The Equalizer, I mean, The Equalizer itself, this franchise, it must be the least necessary thing Hollywood's doing right now.
I agree with you. I agree. Sorry, guys. If you like this franchise, by the way,
why would you
I'm
like
not
this?
Henry.
I feel like the
movies.
only reason anyone could like this franchise is just because like now you've seen 3 of them. So
my dad likes them.
It's like
they're for
of
old
course people. That's who it's for. The people, I'm sure that all the same people that like the Equalizer movies love Yellowstone.
Yeah, it's for that. It's for that exact crap. But you like what's the Stallone one? What's the difference?
Fuck you. Tulsa King is cool.
It is like the full story and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that the little same thing, like trying to appeal to a different audience with put
I do think that Tulsa King is aiming at the same audience as Equalizer and Yellowstone, but it's found me.
All right, interesting. Yeah, but anyway, we had that kid that shot him at the beginning of the movie, and I thought we were going to set up like 10 years later that kid.
I thought he was going to be the boss. I agree.
Yeah.
I totally thought he was going to be like this teenager who's like in charge of the Italian. Like that would have been cool.
But no, he's literally disappeared. That's the last time we ever see that kid. It's just a means to get
Who
him
would
to
it have
this
been?
hospital.
Who's like a good like Italian teenager, early 20 something that could have played that role?
Well, he's not. I don't know about Italian, but what about the guy from Sound of Metal?
Oh, Riz Ahmed.
Riz Ahmed. Get Riz
I
Ahmed.
like it. I like it. I think it's good.
Yeah, he could play a young guy, or make me the villain. Hello, Robert McCall.
Of course,
I'm here to kill
you're always going to be your own second choice.
Oh man. Oh. So anyway, so McCall he gets trapped at this place. He's like staying, not trapped, but he's like staying there getting worked on by this nice. I like the part, by the way, when the man is like, when in the end and near close to the end, Denzel's like, why are you being so nice to me? And the doctor's like, when I first asked you if you were a good man or a bad man, you said you didn't know, and that
That
means that
means
you're a
you're a
good
good
man.
man. Oh.
It was a little silly, like really cheesy, but I was like, oh, I kind of like it.
I
Like,
like bullshit lines like that. I mean, going back
yeah,
to Hunger Games, there was that line where uh like Peter Dinklage tells him, "And I'm about to watch snow fall." And I was
yeah.
like, "Oh, you know what? That's stupid, but I'll give it to you."
Yeah, it was really cheesy here, but I liked it. It got me on board
Yeah,
with everything that was going on with that character, basically. But yeah, so he makes a life for himself, right? He comes to love the people of the town, and
yeah.
he finds a girlfriend kind of who like
And
owns the restaurant.
yeah, that's right. They get along. And
Sexy
even
lady.
though it's in Italy, as in all Equalizer movies, he manages to befriend a young white girl.
But also he does date a black girl though.
I know, but he's always just palling around with 20 something white girls.
Well, I guess we have to talk about it. What we did, it's a big deal. I've never seen this movie, Man on Fire, but Denzel and Dakota Fanning were co-stars. She was a little girl. It's like a movie. She goes missing. He goes to
Yeah,
save her life.
he's like her bodyguard, I think. I saw it in theaters the weekend. It's so funny how like film Twitter has made movies that like completely came and went more significant just because of who directed them or whatever. Like now, years later, like people give a shit about Tony Scott. They really didn't back then. Like I saw Man on Fire
But he
opening
makes what you
weekend.
call rewatchable movies, you know?
No, I know. I'm not saying I don't get it, but it's just funny. Like I saw that movie in an empty theater, Logan. Opening day. It was me and a girl I was on a date with. It was just us going to
Oh
see that
no. I
movie.
want to know
And
what
it's
happened
not
in
even
that theater.
the movie we wanted to see. I
You just
think
heard
like
that one was empty, so you were like, let's
no,
go
no,
to
no.
that
Like
one.
we tried to get into another movie and like I think like we were both under 17 or something. So like we couldn't
Wow.
get in. And
So Man on Fire, that's the good
yeah,
kids
for some
movie.
which I'm pretty sure is also rated R. I don't understand why they let us into that.
Nobody at the
But
door for that one, so
I
you
guess
snuck in.
so. I we might have, to be honest. Um, but it's just, I mean, yeah. Now people are treating it like it's a Man on Fire reunion. Like
Yeah,
anyone would ever give a shit about that.
some people do. I think like 15% of the people that went to see this were probably like, "Ooh, Man on Fire reunion."
I don't think that's even true.
No,
I think if you
eight
polled them,
percent.
this movie made $190 million at the
That is a
box
lot.
office, which is a lot. Yeah. So I think the people going to see Equalizer are just going to see like new old man action movie. They don't give a shit about Man on Fire.
All right.
It's
But
currently
I
it's
feel like
currently sitting at number 23, which is pretty high on the box office list for the year between Dungeons and Dragons and The Nun
well, we haven't
2,
had
which
Napoleon come out
and
yet.
the
That would
Nun
be
2,
big.
if you'll remember, I was none too happy to see that.
Yeah. But
I'm
I
excited about Napoleon. Napoleon looks cool.
haven't seen any trailers for it. I've only seen the posters. I'm excited for
I'm sure.
Aquaman too. That's probably the
I think
biggest movie
Ridley.
coming out.
I think since Tony died, like Ridley's gotten better.
Well, his last few have been really good, right? The
That's
Last
what I'm
Duel
saying. Yeah.
and the one before that. I don't know, but I forgot but I feel like Denzel, old people that are fans of Denzel's probably have had him in their life, their whole life. So they know Man on Fire. They know his whole filmography at this point.
I guess you're right.
I feel like old people know Denzel. They're like big Denzel lovers. They know all of his movies.
Uh, Maybe.
I think that's
You
true.
might
I
be
think
right.
that's a
You might
thing
be
with
right.
Denzel fans.
That might be why Denzel gets $20 million a project. There are probably still people out there that are just like, hey, new Denzel, let's go.
I think. Well, then not. They're not going to go see Lady
Tragedy of
Macbeth or whatever.
Macbeth.
Tragedy of Macbeth. But this one they'll go see. Like he
No,
has
for
this
sure.
audience specifically.
They wait. Like, oh, he's doing an artsy one. We'll skip that one. But I hear Equalizer 3 is coming up. So
Yeah, I think
yeah,
that's yeah. He's interesting. He has two different audiences.
he does. He kind of does. Yeah.
I wish Cruise did that.
Yeah, he sort of just like gave up on one of them audiences.
But he doesn't just make equalizers. He perfects the craft that he actually does.
No, you're right. Like, I don't think Denzel probably spent 1 second thinking about the Equalizer.
Oh
Like,
my god, no.
he signed, he got the script, he didn't read it, he signed on for it. They were like, "Are you offering me 20 million? All right, I'll do it." And then that was it. He showed up. He was like, I'm going on vacation in Italy with my family. Could you set it there? They're like, okay. And
He's trying though.
no, he's not.
I think he's like acting in every scene. He's really
No,
trying to
not
deliver the
in
lines
every scene.
properly.
Not in every scene. I think you could see something from him in a few scenes, like the personal scenes, the scenes where he meets his girlfriend, or the scenes he has with Dakota. I think he's acting his ass off in those scenes. But I mean, God, I've never seen a man walk through action with less conviction than Denzel Washington.
I think like early, I think what he does well is he reads the lines like he doesn't take a break between lines when you're supposed to. Like there's a line early on, he's like, this guy's standing too close to me, which means this guy's gonna die, and after that, he's gonna kill this person, and that means that I'm gonna kill him, and I feel sorry for his family. And it's like, what the hell? He just said like 20 lines in a row that like shouldn't have been delivered that way, but he's Denzel, so he knew that they should have been delivered that
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
Alla fine siamo dove dovremmo essere, which means your man to my left finger on the trigger, but he's a foot too close, which renders your man to my right dead already. He just doesn't know it yet. I feel sorry for his family.
I think he's really good.
There's one moment where Dakota Fanning tells him, "You don't sound like I expected you to sound," and I think that's true. And it's because the performance he's giving really is that of a 90-year-old man,
Yeah, you're right.
and not just a badass.
Yeah. What's up with the part where he like drags him out in the street and he's like, I'm gonna kill you, and then everyone like pulls out their phone and like starts recording him, and he's like, oh, don't record me, oh, and then the guy runs off. That was the weirdest part of the movie.
I don't
for
even
me.
remember that, to be honest.
Everybody in the town starts recording him on their cell phones, and then he like runs off. But it's like at the point where everyone has footage of you holding a gun at this guy's face in the middle of the street. What do you think is going to happen? May as well just
I don't
do
think
it.
that's the problem. You know what I think it was? He's in this town, Altamont, right? And he like sees this. He's like, "This is my home." It's almost like last year when I came to visit Vegas, and I was like, "I want to move there."
Mhm.
He fucking. I just feel like he doesn't want to be seen as the equalizer.
No,
By
the bad
people of
guys.
that
The bad guys
town.
are going to kill McCall, and then they pull out their phones and record the bad guys, and the bad guys leave.
Oh,
Yeah.
Then I have no fucking idea.
It was insane. It was like they were a mob, but like a mob of cell phones. They were like, "We'll record you, and you will leave." It was really stupid.
Wow, what a weapon cell phones have become.
What else happened? It's like I mean, I don't want to reveal the twist. I feel like similar things happen before the twist.
No, we got to talk about the twist. The only good part of the entire movie.
Okay, all right. Crazy twist ending.
Well,
Didn't see it coming. I felt so dumb.
I didn't see it coming either, and that's what made it work. Because you're like, ah.
Tell him.
All right. So Dakota Fanning is like an FBI agent that Denzel meets. And if you're wondering in your head, can Dakota Fanning play an FBI agent convincingly? No, she can't. No.
I'm sorry, no.
Yeah. But at the end of the movie,
You know what I thought though for a second was like,
what?
I think she could age into Jodie Foster, kind of. At some point in her life, it's like she's nowhere close to it now. But and she even started out like a little girl actor. I could see the trajectory, but she's not there yet.
Can I ask a hard question?
Yeah.
You know how Dakota Fanning was once easily the best child actor in the world?
Yeah.
When did Elle Fanning become a better actor than her?
The Beguiled.
Because it happened. At some point that happened.
I thought you were going to ask who the new big star was, and I was going to say, obviously, McKenna Grace. It's not even close.
She's not a kid anymore. She's
not anymore.
Grown up already.
Yeah, but she's still great. I mean, I haven't seen her recently, but
yeah, she's been like
she'll never fall off.
She's been almost like a ghost.
By the way, is that movie coming out this year?
I think it is great. Well, I haven't seen any ads for it. Did they
Me
move
either.
it because of the writer's strike, maybe?
But I've seen
I mean, or the
Aquaman.
actor's strike. Yeah,
I've
who
seen
cares about
Aquaman.
that? They got to just fart that thing out already.
But yeah, all right. But I'm excited for Ghostbusters.
They moved Dune, didn't they?
I don't know about that.
I'm pretty sure it was supposed to come out in November, and I don't see hide nor hair of it.
Oh, I thought it was probably December, but I don't know. You may be right.
Yeah. Let's see. Ghostbusters Afterlife. Is it really called Ghostbusters Afterlife 2? Is
I
that
don't
the
think
title
so.
of the movie?
Does it say that?
Oh, according to this, it's called Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, which is a terrible title. And it's been moved to March 29th.
Oh, that's a shame.
Get ready. According to Google, Bill Murray's playing Dr. Peter Venkmar. So look forward to that.
Okay. Is that a mistake?
It's Venkman.
But like that they haven't. That's a mistake by Google.
They just Google just threw an R in there.
Okay.
Under the
Maybe he's playing a different character though. Maybe it's a joke.
Wow, Peter Venkmar. Now I'm intrigued.
That's what I'm saying. Like maybe
guys, if you've been wondering, worry no further. Podcast will be back.
What do you mean for Ghostbusters?
Yes, my favorite Ghostbusters character of all time. Podcast will be in the
Oh, I thought you meant the podcast won't end because we obviously have to do Ghostbusters.
No.
But you're saying the character podcast will be
the Great
back.
Character Podcast shall be included.
That's
Don't
crazy.
worry, your pretty little head.
Is Finn Wolfhard back?
He is, of course, he is.
What do you think he's gonna do in this one?
I think he's going to wolf fucking so hard.
Oh my god. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway. So what happened in this movie? We got McCall. He like fights some guys in a bar, right? Remember that part?
Yep. There's
He's like,
very
"Get out of
few
the
action
bar."
scenes though. It's really like he fights people like 3 times in the movie. It's almost like we spend more time with the villains than the hero, just because like we didn't even really have Denzel that much.
Yeah, we see them like eating dinner together, the bad guys.
Yeah.
We're like, let's stand here and eat dinner and come up
The
with a
movie's
plan.
an hour and 39 minutes long or something, and we're just any opportunity we have, we are cutting away from Denzel. Denzel does not want to be here.
I didn't really think about that, but you're totally right.
Yeah.
I mean, what happened? Basically, we didn't even say the twist, did we?
No.
We didn't even say what happened.
Okay, so Dakota Fanning
I
gets
probably don't even
home.
remember.
Well, there's a great twist. Dakota Fanning's the FBI guy. She pulls out a picture. Okay, when she gets home, she looks at a picture, and it's her photoshopped into a picture with Melissa Leo. And you're like, why would they do that? That doesn't make sense. What is this Photoshop? But then you remember, oh, Melissa Leo was his friend in the last one. It's been her daughter all along. I wish the photo. Why is Photoshop
Wait.
so bad? We can't do better. If you're going to include a shot of Photoshop in a movie, make it look good.
No, yeah, it looked horrible. You're forgetting something though. It's not only Melissa Leo's daughter, Bill Pullman's daughter. They're a whole family.
Of course. They are married. Wait, did we know that Bill Pullman and Melissa Leo were married?
Yes, in the second
Yeah,
movie,
we did. They're together in the
she's
second
like
movie.
friends
You're
with
right.
Denzel. Bill Pullman's just like her husband, I think, and
Yes,
he like gets
correct.
killed in front of her, and she's
That's
like,
right.
"Oh, my husband." But I wouldn't have even remembered that probably if I saw Equalizer 2 when you guys did. But I just saw that this week, so luckily I remembered that.
No, I mean, I remembered that Melissa Leo was a friend of Denzel's in these movies at some point. So, like,
Okay.
the twist did hit for me. I was like, hey.
She's in these. She's a friend in these, and has Fallen. Those are her big action franchises.
That's right. Also, Fuqua, right? Didn't Fuqua do the first Olympus Has Fallen?
No, did he?
I'm almost positive.
Is that true?
Yep.
That's Fuqua. Oh my god, yeah, Olympus Has Fallen.
He loves Melissa Leo.
Holy shit. Did you know he did Tears of the Sun?
Yes, I did. A
Shooter?
classic 1-star movie, Tears of the Sun.
Oh, really? Whoa.
Yeah.
Holy
Terrible. I've not seen Shooter, but I would
check
love
out
to watch
Shooter.
the TV adaptation with Ryan Phillippe.
You're the only one I see who gave it a 1. Henry gave it
Really?
a 3.
Well, he's wrong. What did I write about Tears of the Sun?
You said about Tears of the Sun. You said weird that CBS spent $100 million on this episode of SEAL Team. Bruce, oh, this is a quote. Bruce, wake up. We're all set for your next scene. Oh man, so he's
Yeah.
just sleeping
He
through
is
this one.
so checked out. Yeah.
Man, his face is twice on the poster. You see him little, and then you see his face big over everybody.
That's right. I remember that enormous face.
It's like
sure.
The Firm. You see Tom Cruise twice. You see his face, and then you see an action
and
scene
running.
of him running.
You see him running. Yeah.
That's the best part of the Firm poster. All right, but anyway, so yeah, that's the twist. Big twist in this one is Dakota Fanning is their daughter. Pretty cool.
Yeah, great twist. Worth watching this whole movie. Although, listen, this movie's short as fuck. I wish I never had to watch it, but like it went down pretty easy.
Yeah, I agree. Easy 2 stars.
Oh yeah, no, there's no way this deserves anything other. Like I see people on Letterboxd giving this like a 4, and I'm like, are you dumb? Are you just literally dumb?
I probably thought it was contemplative and sweet. His whole arc with the town, celebrating with the locals at the end. I don't know.
I mean,
I can see being old and loving this movie.
All the movie. Look, if you've been watching, if you're very invested in the Denzel Washington Equalizer franchise, and you really want Denzel's version of Robert McCall to have a happy ending, boy, have I got the movie for you.
Yeah, I think it's good in that sense.
But if you don't actually give a fuck about that, safe to ignore.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. I would have never seen it if not for the podcast. If not for Henry, I would have never seen this.
I never would have saw the first one if not for Henry.
Yeah. And Henry, speaking of Henry, gives this 3 stars. So pretty reasonable grade from Henry there.
That means Henry probably saw it in theaters.
Why?
Because I don't believe this is streaming anywhere easily. He doesn't pay for rentals.
Maybe at the library. Remember, he used to do
that is possible. Maybe
that was one of my favorite things about
it. Is at the library.
He got his movies from the
anytime I see that he streamed anything, it's on either Disney Plus or Netflix. Because I think those are the only 2 things he pays for, and he just refuses to like borrow passwords for anything. I have offered him my Max password, my Peacock password, any I was like, Henry, it won't affect me at all. And you'll be able to watch anything you want to watch. Yeah. And you just won't do it.
He's a noble guy? I don't know. I don't know what the word is.
I don't know.
I
just think he doesn't understand what it would mean to him. I really don't.
Like he thinks it would you think it would cause problems to you?
Like I think he's just like I'm set in my ways. I think it would be complicated. I'd have to do something on my TV, or I'd have to log into something on the internet. I really think he thinks that way. Because I have Marvel Unlimited as well, which is a streaming service. It's a comic book streaming service that lets you read any comic book in the history of Marvel Comics. Henry loves Marvel Comics. The motherfucker rents trade paperbacks from the library to read comic books. I'm like, dude, you can read literally any. You love Daredevil? Go ahead. Start at issue 1 and read 60 years of Daredevil.
Which one of you likes Preacher? Is that you?
I'm a Preacher guy.
Is he Marvel?
He's both, but I got him
both. What do you mean?
Both?
Who else is both?
I'm both.
What do you mean you're both?
I love DC. I wish
I meant
DC
Preacher. I meant
good.
Preacher. I meant what is Preacher? Is he a Marvel character?
Oh, he's not. It's not really. It's not a superhero, dude. It's like a indie comic. DC
they made a show. Did you watch the show?
I did, and it's okay, but it doesn't do justice to the book. Okay. Yeah, it's DC put it out through Vertigo, which is their like mature readers line. But yeah, it's not really a character that would show up in either of those universes.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
but yeah, so he doesn't do it, even though he loves.
Comics. Yeah, I've told him so many times, like, you can read any comic you ever think of, and he won't do it.
Yeah,
and I'm not telling him subscribe to this. I'm telling him you can have mine.
Right. He just thinks that'd be too complicated.
Yeah,
but fun ending where McCall He's like dancing with all the local people of Alamonte or whatever.
Altamonte. It's a fake
Alt
name.
Altamonte. And they're
Yeah.
like, yay, let's have a party.
It's weird that it's called Altamonte. Like that's the what they decided to call it because it does call to mind Altamont. Do you know what that is?
I feel like I've heard of that. What's the difference between that and this?
It's like that was a free concert in California where like a bunch of people died. I think it was supposed to be like a West Coast Woodstock, and I don't remember what ended up happening, but people, yeah, the Hell's Angels. They used the Hell's Angels as security, and it caused a lot of violence, and a bunch of people died. So I thought it was interesting that they'd use a name that so easily reminded me of that tragedy.
Wow. Somebody died recently at a Taylor Swift concert, I think.
I did, and I read Taylor didn't reach out to the family.
Oh my God,
What
Taylor!
a
You gotta reach out
heartless,
to the
what a
fucking-
heartless piece. I don't care. I don't
She's
actually
fu-
care, and I don't think that she should have to.
I mean,
People die. People die. It doesn't matter that she was on the way to a fucking Taylor Swift concert.
Yeah, I mean, true. But by the way, he killed the guy at the end. He gave him
I hope they
his
do a
own
sequel. I hope they do a sequel to Era's tour so that we can cover that on the show.
That would be
She
we
needs
could
like
do
14
Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber had, I think,
That's
multiple.
not a franchise. It's not. No, she didn't have. I saw Never Say Never Again in theaters. Did you have other ones besides that?
I'm pretty sure. Let me look it up. Justin Bieber. Never
Because
say
if
never.
so, I would willingly cover those.
Our World.
What's that?
Oh no, this isn't a thing. I thought he had more than one.
Just Never Say Never.
Let me look
man.
on IMDb.
Oh, what about this one? Believe. Believe. This is probably one. Look, it was directed by the guy that directed Crazy Rich Asians. That sounds like a real movie.
And Never Say Never. It's the same guy.
All right, so he made two of them.
Okay, I think that's what I'm thinking of.
All right, Believe and Never Say Never. We'll cover that at some point.
Hell yeah. All right. Next week, right?
No.
Oh.
What is next? Oh, next week's Pirates. Do we have anything else to say about this?
MVP, I'm gonna go Denzel.
All right. Yes.
LVP, I wrote Fanning. Villain,
No,
writer,
no. It's
director,
not.
cell phones.
It's
Those are my.
It's
those are
not
the things I
Dakota
wrote.
Fanning. It's not Dakota Fanning. The LVP is literally everyone who worked on this movie besides Denzel and Dakota Fanning.
Okay. I think I'm gonna go cell phones. That scene was too silly.
So,
for me.
cell phones. I'm gonna go age. Age is hard.
I think he's doing good with it.
I don't know. I worry about Denzel. Anyway, this.
Yeah.
What would you rather see? Because there.
Oh, we got to rank.
No, I want. Well, it's 1-3-2, I think.
Yeah,
But Equalizer. It made $190 million at the box office. Okay, so they are talking about making another Equalizer, even though this was the final one. What would you rather see? Because Antoine Fuqua has floated two options in the press. Okay, one, reuniting with Denzel, just straight up making Equalizer 4. Okay, second option, he wants to go back to an Equalizer origin story, and his two ideas for the lead of that would be Michael B. Jordan and obviously John David Washington. And what would you rather that? Young Equalizer.
I'd much rather Equalizer 4.
I think I would too.
Yeah.
Remember when they were talking about that, like when Good Day to Die Hard tanked, and they were like, "What's the future of the Die Hard franchise?" There was some discussion like it'll be John McClane in like FBI Academy or something,
Oh my God.
or like Police Academy. He wasn't an FBI guy. They were talking
we
about
do
that for
Departed.
years. I think they were
with
literally
John
going to
McClane?
call it like John McClane Year One.
Oh my goodness, I kind of like that. It's kind of a cool title. But Robert McCall Year One, not the same ring to it. I don't think.
No, I mean, between movies, can anyone remember that his name is Robert McCall? He's the Equalizer.